Google's new NoteBook LLM podcast feature can and will make you money if used properly. And lucky for you, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use this tool, copy and paste information, and make money. It's actually super simple. In fact, over the last 24 hours, I've been messing around with this thing like crazy. And you're not going to believe the output and the ability this thing has to put money in your pocket. But first, what is NoteBook LLM, the podcast feature, and how did it work? It's actually very simple. You can go get a free account at notebooklm.google.com. Then you can click on New Notebook and create a repository of sorts for notes. You can use Google Drive, links from the web, or you can even paste text in from external sources. So let's say on my computer, I have a bunch of files about retirement and different things like this. I could simply take these files, use a conversion tool, and convert them to PDF, since that's the format NoteBook LLM uses. Then, simply drag and drop the PDF files right here into the NoteBook LLM. It's going to go to work and dissect all of these files, take a look at what they're about, and make notes on them. It's actually insanely powerful. In fact, if we click on Notebook Guide right here, we can get an FAQ of our documents, a study guide, a table of contents, timeline, briefing doc, and more. In this example, I actually used transcripts from some of my YouTube videos about domaining. And you can see not only does it do an FAQ, timelines, and more, but it also gives me suggested questions, and I can chat right here about all the different documents I uploaded or added to my notebook. And you could see here, it creates an FAQ like that. And there's one crazy, amazing feature right over here where you could actually create a deep dive conversation podcast automatically by clicking this button. Now, it does take a few minutes to actually generate a podcast, but just last night, I tested this out by throwing a 3-hour webinar transcript into the note file, and it actually gave me a bunch of different questions to ask, a summary, a timeline, study guide, table of contents, and the whole 9 yards. But not only that, something amazing happened when I clicked on the audio overview. It actually went through and made a 23-minute audio file of 2 people generated by AI talking about my webinar and my product. Check this out.
Ever dream of ditching the 9 to 5, building an online empire?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, well today we're diving into CPA affiliate marketing.
CPA.
It's buzzing online.
Definitely.
As you can see, it's going through and actually talking about the ins and outs of the transcript that I provided to it. It even goes on and discusses topics in great detail.
Support, access to a private community, because no matter how lucrative your niche is.
I'll post a link to the demo below so you can listen to this for yourself and see how powerful it is. And this was all generated just by putting the notes in the box. And not only that, but I actually tested this out with some.
That's fire. I can't even. There's so much that's possible with that. I'm thinking of the top articles or the top books that are on public domain, loading them up here and have it create a podcast around it. Wow. Productivity is about to shoot off the roof.
Notes about domaining, power generators in Florida, and more. Check this out. I loaded a few news reports about why you would need a generator here in Florida, and it made a really cool dialogue right like this.
Okay, is there anything worse than a power outage during a Florida summer? Yeah. Seriously, it's brutal. That AC goes out and you're just done.
It's the worst. And you know what makes it even worse? When you realize it's hurricane season and you haven't even thought about it.
I mean, this is an absolute game changer. If you agree, type game changer as a comment below and let me know, because I'm going to show you how this thing is going to put tons of money in your pocket when used correctly. And just out of curiosity, I did take one of the transcripts and read through Grammarly to make sure that none of the content was plagiarized. And unlike regular AI articles, this came back right out of the gate with 0% plagiarized content, meaning it's 100% unique. And if you want to create a new notebook, all you need to do is go over here and choose how you're going to add the files. You can paste text, as I showed you before. You can even link to a website. Let's say you wanted to get some kind of news info on the stock market. I can click on news, take a couple of these news reports, right like this, and I can have hundreds of them in here. And it's going to go through, read them, compare them, and make notes on literally everything. Then I click the generate button, and I got a podcast. So now that you know how this thing works, how powerful it is, and how easy it is to get started, oh yeah, and did I mention free? Let's go through and talk about the upsides and downsides of the NoteBook LLM product by Google and the podcast generator. First of all, the upsides are you could literally make tons of content super fast. And the downsides are, well, not that many, except perhaps maybe you can't monetize them here on YouTube. But there's tons of other places you can use these, and that's not to say you can't upload a video and make money with affiliate offers and different things like that. More about that in just a minute, because now let's get into how to make money. At first glance, listening to this podcast reminded me of Tony Robbins' old commercials and all the infomercials you see on TV. If you've seen those, type comment below and let me know. Because what this is doing is generating a low-key sales pitch for pretty much anything that you feed it. Articles, news reports, affiliate links, products. Yeah, you get the idea. It's actually making a dialogue based on the different data you give it. And the more data you give it, the more unique the outcome's going to be. However, so that we don't confuse it, I'd probably limit it to like 15 pieces of data. That way you get something kind of structured towards what you want it for, whether it's selling a product, pushing an idea, making a report, or whatever it is. And once you have these, there's actually lots of ways to make money. Number one, you can actually create product discussions. That's right, you can go out there and get a product. Let's say you go over to OfferVault or something like this, and maybe you find something like this silk pillowcase. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I could quite simply go over to ChatGPT or find articles on this topic and say something like, tell me the benefits of a silk pillowcase. And it's going to go through and tell me the benefits of the silk pillowcase. Then I could say, now please compare this to other fabrics. And it'll go through and compare it to different fabrics and things like that. Then I could actually go through and give it the link to the silk pillowcase offer, right like this. So let's go ahead and open a new notebook, and I'll show you how this works. We'll go ahead and start with the website link, right like this. We can see it's already going to work looking at what this product is about. Now, in detail, talk about why silk is by far the best. And it's going to create this article that we can compare with the link and actually get a dialogue podcast about this product, why different pillowcases are good, bad, the whole 9 yards, and then it'll actually push the agenda of getting them into the silk pillowcase. So now I could just copy and paste this entire conversation, right like this, add this as a text, click the add button, copied text, paste it right in here like this, and now it's going to look at both of these files and make the overview. Take a look how it changed the questions, the table of contents, the FAQ, the study guide, and the whole 9 yards. We even get a briefing doc that's going to go through of this whole pillowcase thing. And we can see it's going to work, making all this content for us. It even made us an FAQ just on this product alone. Now let's go through and generate a deep dive conversation. And while we're waiting for that to load, let's talk about some other things you can do with this tool. First, we can make product discussions just like we're doing right here. Number two, you can transcribe videos, get talks and summaries, and learn at a rapid pace, and even generate audios that you can listen to on the go, use on your website, create content from, the whole 9 yards. Or, number three, you can use this to look at various news reports, news updates, and new tools. Think about if you had a website where you're talking about crypto updates. You can simply create all these different podcasts talking about different cryptos. Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Ethereum versus Litecoin. You get the idea. Or we could talk about new AI tools. Just imagine if I fed it information on the NoteBook LLM and other products that are similar. I mean, it's going to go through and make a podcast super quick. We can also use like the example I did earlier where I posted the content from a webinar and got an entire discussion on the webinar. And I actually listened to the entire 23 minutes, and it did a pretty good job of dissecting everything, addressing the concerns, and actually telling them it's a good idea to buy my product. Yep, this is unbiased. Again, I'll put the link in the description so you can listen to that and see how it works. And it's not just limited to your webinars. You can use this on Guru webinars to sell affiliate products like crazy. This is literally one of the biggest game changers in AI that I've seen today. We can also use this for rapid niche learning. I can go through and put all the articles on my website and get an overview of what people want, create a podcast dialogue, a table of contents, a brief, or use this information to create sales letters. I mean, the sky really is the limit. We can also use this to create sales video talks. I could use a program like Camtasia right here, and I could simply drag and drop the audio right onto the timeline and put different images and videos that match what the speakers are talking about. Or I could quite simply just have it create text based on the audio. I mean, this is insane. I could just drag it right here on the timeline, click on More, Captions, add the captions right here like this, and check this out. It actually makes text right like this without me lifting a finger.
All right, so we're diving into the Florida housing market today.
Yeah, it's a hot topic.
It really is. Headlines everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And as you can see, this is one I did on the Florida housing market, and I actually had an angle on it where they're talking about refinancing your house if you live in Florida, which is perfect for pushing a refinance offer. And if we go over here and type in refinance, much like the pillow offer that pays $42 a sale, this one actually pays on a lead. So we get $40 when they fill out a form to get a refinance. And since this podcast is doing the job of telling them they need a refi, I can get signups in a snap. And creating these little sales video talks is a game changer. Not only that, but we can make radio style infomercials, which up until now cost thousands and thousands of dollars to produce. You had to write a script, you had to get actors, you had to do takes, edits, and cuts. But now, with Google's NoteBook LLM, it's all done for us. And another cool thing you can use this for is PLR products. A lot of people talk about master resale rights and PLR and different things like that. Just imagine if you took a topic, got a bunch of PLR products, threw it into this tool, and generated an audio dialogue in seconds. You could use that to sell the PLR. You could use it to add on to the PLR, create a product around it. Are you starting to see the possibilities here? Good. Smash that like button. And let's dive in even further, because what we want to do here is think different. We want to look at this and say, what kind of topics can we discuss? And don't worry if you're struggling to come up with them. In addition to having the recordings from the video that we made with the NoteBook LLM, I'm also going to have a list on downloadmynotes.com of over 100 different podcast ideas, including some of the top podcasts that are out there today. But you can see here, the sky is the limit. The history of money, crafting a personal budget, real estate forecasting, family financial planning, on and on we go. And make sure that whatever you're doing ties to an affiliate offer that pays you money. Because we could go to JVZoo, ClickBank, OfferVault, and find all kinds of offers, and then just throw a bunch of data into this tool and get podcasts that are going to help us sell these offers like crazy. And some other ways you can make money with this is by having sponsored episodes. If you create podcasts on a specific topic like finance or sports or maybe crafts or parenting, whatever it is, you can actually find advertisers to sponsor your episode and make money. You can also use affiliate marketing, where you're pushing products and services and you get paid when they buy stuff, download things, click things, or whatever it is. For example, let's say you wanted to create a podcast about couponing. You could talk about different couponing sites and the whole 9 yards. And as you can see here, over at Max Bounty, the affiliate network, you could get this Coupart browser extension that will help people save money. It's like a little toolbar they use to find coupons and save money. And that pays $4.50 every time someone downloads it through your affiliate link. Yep, That's right, they don't even have to buy anything. So you could quite simply go over here, find news about different coupon sites, throw it into the tool, get a podcast, give it the link to Coopert so it could see how it works, and then you can drive people to your podcast and get all kinds of traffic. Much like this press release here, where it talks about using coupons to combat inflation. I mean, that's an angle I probably never would have thought of. And throwing them in here and getting notes is an absolute game changer. Even if you're not using the audio overviews, this is a game changer in terms of the notes you can get. And not only that, but you could use these podcasts to have memberships and subscription content, course creation and educational content, product sales and merchandising, sponsorship networks, ad platforms, and on we go. There are tons of ways to make money with this new Google Notebook LLM podcast generator. And I'm going to put...
All right. I hope that was useful for you guys. I found that useful. I got my brain's firing in all directions. What kind of there's so much stuff that you can get done with AI now. Productivity is about to be like so much money. It used to be so difficult to make money, but online with these tools, making things so efficient and multiplying your effort, let's all get to the millions, folks. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's buy our freedom.